that story was it just came as such a surprise to people.
Yeah.
And some of these locations seem pretty popular, but you never know. Maybe leases went up and they just can't afford that. And downtown, not as many people working downtown, you know, businesses off. You just never know, but a lot of people upset about it.
And you make a good point with the abrupt closures. I mean, we're heading to the end of the month, so maybe there's something there. Okay, we can all agree that today's weather quite nice.
Really nice, Josh.
Ideal fall day here in the Northwest.
And you know, coffee season is really ramping up right now. Yeah, temperatures. Yeah, they're expected to cool and the wet weather also returning, but right now we can enjoy the bright blue sunny skies and temperatures into the mid-70s right now. See much of the same for the I-5 corridor. Slightly cooler out towards Hillsborough at 65 and mid-60s also found out along the coastline. All as we prepare for Friday night football. Increasing the clouds after sunset, which is now at 6:59, and halftime, well, we're going to be sliding back into the mid-60s, so maybe just pack a light jacket. All as we prepare for the first of the season, an atmospheric river taking shape out over the Pacific Ocean, already bringing some wet weather to British Columbia, but it's also stirring up the waters of the Pacific Ocean. That's where a beach hazard statement is in place now all the way through Saturday evening. So keep a safe distance from the shoreline as sneaker waves continue to be a threat all the way through Saturday. So never turn your back on the ocean and stay off those rocks, jetties, and logs. Keeping our eyes out over the Pacific, this time beneath the surface of the ocean. Well, that's where we managed to see a magnitude 5.9 earthquake earlier today, of course not prompting any tsunami threats. Back to above our heads in the atmosphere, that atmospheric river taking aim, the flow of moisture from the state of Hawaii into the Pacific Northwest starts to take shape, and we'll start to feel the impacts by the end of the day on Sunday and the start of next week. As a few of those clouds are thrown our direction, maybe a light drizzle to start off your Saturday for the coast. We stay dry otherwise, and that's going to carry us into Saturday night. Sunday, a few more clouds as we are socked in with the gray skies, making it feel more like the autumn season with a nice onshore flow. But the wet weather, it doesn't get underway until we move our way into Monday morning. That's when the first impacts of the atmospheric river will be felt, and the soaking rains likely going to be taking us well into the end of September and the start of October, with maybe a trace to a couple of 100ths of an inch possible for the coast. The rest of us, we stay dry this weekend. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We start to fill up the bucket, close to about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch, a very real possibility. Tonight, cloudy up those skies. We stay dry. Temperatures fall back into the 50s. Saturday's afternoon highs into the 80s out towards the east, 60s and 70s for the coast, and low 80s to upper 70s for the I-5 corridor. All right, Mother Nature firing up the faucet, opening up the floodgates for all of that wet weather to once again return as our afternoon highs only managed to get into the upper 60s, especially on October 1st, really starting to feel like autumn. And we have not seen temperatures this cool since the middle of May, so it's far overdue.
Yeah, we're going to have to get used to it a little bit.
I know. It's the norm.
All right, we'll be right back.